Welcome to episode 3 of Katapult Engineering's 25 Years to Mars YouTube series.
Boom, let's go.
Welcome to another episode of 25 Years to Mars. I'm Isaac Tucker, and this is Matthew Stilley. And around the office, the guys here get pretty much the same question all the time.
From friends and family alike, what exactly do you guys do over there at Katapult?
Nobody really knows.
Now, I've been here for only about a month, and it can be a tough thing to give a concise answer to someone who asks that question. So, as marketing director, how do you usually respond to that?
Generally, I respond with a funny answer by saying, well, I take pictures of telephone poles for a living, which is mostly true.
Right.
But generally, the response then from that person is that for fun? And like,
right.
No, we don't take the pictures for fun. It's for engineering purposes. Long story short, back in the 90s, we started out as an outside plant engineering company, which basically means we engineered cables, anything that would be attached to a pole or in the ground. And I'm talking about like cable TV, fiber optic, copper, anything like that. We would even do all of the building entrances. So a lot of times the fiber would come into the hospital or school, and we would crawl around and feed the wires through and actually install that into the data center, etc. Now, we don't do any of the construction anymore. We used to do a little bit of that, but this current phase of the company has changed a little bit. Like about 5 years ago, we really got on the track of photogrammetry.
Yeah, that sounds more familiar.
Yeah, so photogrammetry is essentially measuring anything in a photo. And photogrammetry became one of our biggest processes for measuring telephone poles because that's what we were doing the most of.
Right.
And we needed a better way to do that. And photos is a great way to measure things and store the data in.
Definitely. Whenever we finish our finished product for each of our applications, it is nice to have it in that form, that photo form.
So the cool thing about a photo is it's both readable by a computer and a human, and photos can then be stored in a database, and you can attach all kinds of data to it. So really the coolest part about what we do is managing lots and lots of data and being able to read and create deliverables for our clients that would be difficult for a human to consume.
And so this photogrammetry was somewhat new in the sense that wasn't the old way of doing things. In terms of, so final product is different.
Yeah, the old way of doing things was basically measuring a pole with a 35-foot stick and then writing it down on a piece of paper and submitting a paper form, and that just got really crazy. Yeah. And so, from that we tried to do stuff with lasers and 3D scanning, and a lot of that stuff is just really difficult to manage, and it just didn't feel right for a human to really understand. So the photogrammetry thing has been really awesome for us.
Yeah.
It's very teachable and very easy to understand what's going on. Around here we always talk about bringing the field into the office. So that's been really important. But overall, our office has been leaning more and more towards software development. So because of our photogrammetry methodology that we've been using, that has pushed us into very software-heavy workflow, because now we need to leverage software to really get through lots and lots of data, because we're taking thousands and thousands of photos a week, and we need to be able to process those very quickly. So we've been building lots and lots of different kinds of software to do that.
Something I really like in this office is it's balancing out those who are designing and collecting out in the field, and those who are back in the office that are coding and programming things for us to use out in the field. And there's this nice relationship of them creating tools for us to use in the field, us giving them feedback, them re-updating, and it makes everyone's life easier.
When you get down to it, really we are just problem solvers. So whether it's a lot of different data-oriented stuff or photo-oriented stuff, we like to solve different companies' problems. So that's the biggest thing that we're really, really into.
Well, with the holidays coming up now, I feel a lot more confident going in and talking to family about what it is I exactly do.
Yeah. Yeah, taking pictures of poles for a living.
If you'd like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, check out catapultengineering.com. For those who are not familiar with this alien species, the Kardashians are a family of celebrities who have a nearly limitless media empire and seem to primarily be famous for being famous.
Yeah. Cardassians, of course, are a race of warmongers in the Star Trek universe.
Ooh.
The way this game works is they're going to put a quote up on the screen, and we have to decide if it's a Cardassian quote or if it's a Kardashian quote.
Let's get it on.
Never tell the same lie twice. That seems like a I'm going to go with Cardassian.
Cardassian. Oh,
That's
see,
my
now
answer.
there seem to be a lot of ploys and lying also involved in the Kardashian realm. I'm going to go Kardashian.
Sure.
Final answer. Ah! Okay.
It came off to me like it was a kind of like an old saying of the Cardassians to one another.
That old mantra.
Never tell the same lie twice. I don't know how they talk.
Never tell the same lie. I gotta watch more Star Trek. Next quote. Ooh, where you are is where you are. That's profound.
That's a Khloe Kardashian quote if I've ever seen one.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. We're gonna both of us Kardashian double down. Yes. Ah, I'm correct. do you know the exact Kardashian that said it? I don't. Okay, doesn't matter.
Next quote. Well, this may sound naive, but I was expecting to see fire. They are called the fire caves. I mean, it would be funny if on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians there were fire caves involved.
That's why I'm thinking. I think I am going to go Kardashian.
Okay.
Maybe this was a club or a restaurant. Maybe they were expecting to see some.
That's
fire.
true. I think you may have persuaded me. I'll go Kardashian as well.
Kardashian. Yeah! Oh, no! Oh, we thought we had it. Next club. You judge me too harshly. I'm more complicated than you give me credit for.
So if we just say these are all Kardashian quotes, we'll get like 50%, right?
Maybe.
This is definitely a Kardashian quote.
Kardashian.
That out. It's Kardashian? Oh my gosh! Quit!
Next quote. I've been spending the whole day focusing on my socks.
All right. This is definitely a Kardashian quote. I quit.
I agree. Kardashian, both of us.
Oh, man.
So, no! What? You're kidding me. Okay.
Cardassians don't wear socks.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Next
They wear tights.
It's time for one of our favorite games, Reverse Engineering. Here with us today is our COO, Andrew Bryden. First term, tarball.
Oof.
So a tarball is obviously, it's when an engineer is working on the telephone pole and he needs to tar. Creosote is a kind of tar that they put on the pole, and they have a little tar ball in their back pocket that they just rub on the pole.
There you go.
And cover it up.
Treat it.
Tar ball.
A tarball. It's actually a way to zip data on a computer. It's the compressed. It's like basically a zip file, but the tarball is a compressed version of a file that you transfer over the internet.
I knew that.
From the Greek.
Tarbalius.
Tarbalius, yes. Yes. Next term, carriage return. I'm gonna say that when you send any sort of information, something goes wrong in that delivery, when the process of it being returned to the original sender.
Yeah.
Carriage return.
No.
Carriage return. When you're in a text file and the end of line goes to the next line. So there's an end of line character and a carriage return character. They're actually technically different, but very similar concept.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Next term.
Non-strict typing. Well, this is a... I don't know if you went to a Catholic school growing up.
I didn't.
But in public school, this is considered, your general typing class.
Yeah.
Non-strict type. It's actually like a type of shorthand that they...
Non-strict typing has to do with variables in a programming language. JavaScript is a non-strict typing language, meaning like this variable doesn't necessarily have to be a integer or a string. Basically, it's a differentiation between programming languages, whether they force you to have strict typing on your variables or not.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Well, that's all for this week's 25 Years to Mars. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Vine. Thanks so much.